Whew, it's loud. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the T Fish channel. My name is T. I'm just a dude that likes to fish. I like talking about fishing, so I figured, hey, why not do both? This is actually the first episode of the Shop Hop series. I know it's super loud, but I'm over here at Performance Tackle, located in Los Alamitos, California. And how this series works is I'm gonna walk in here, I'm gonna ask for some bait recommendations, show you what they have to offer, show you the personnel that works here, and they're also gonna recommend a place for me to go fish and the rod and reel that I need to go and fish the baits that they recommend. And we're gonna do that today. So let's show you inside. My man over here getting some sudden impacts, bro. That's like a crossbreed of an Ica and a. Oh, I like that, bro.
Yeah, it looks freaking sweet.
And it casts really good too, man. Bunch of plastics here. Hook up 2 baits. A great assortment of Viking heads. My man Joe over there. I don't know what he's gonna name these. I'm thinking he should name these swinger heads. You know what I'm saying? More plastics. I mean, these guys have everything that you need. I mean, this is my favorite right here, 803/4. Wish they made a 1 ounce, but you know, I'm not going to complain. That 803/4 is money for the big weedless. We got some solace, some kickers, some tatties, you know, the staples. I think these right here are the best bang for your buck deep divers. The 8XDs, the 10XDs. I don't see, oh, there goes the 10XDs. Man, this place has everything you need. Cool baits. I'll tell you, my favorite is this 1/8 ounce right here with a little 2.8 inch Kitech. Absolutely smash. It's been hot right here. These type of jig paras. Spinner baits, what's going on, bro? Is there a spinner bait going on? You can always tell if there's a bite when you go to a tackle shop, and like a lot of things are missing. Here you got your zooms, your rubber worms, some net bait, pocket craws, your Kitech selection. If you ain't got Kitechs, man, you're doing something wrong. This is a bait right here, this cover scut. I call it a poop bait. Apparently they get bit, but I've yet to really put a fish on that. I got a couple packs, I haven't really fished them, but this is cool, man. I love this shop. Give me one of these right now, I'd be really happy, right? We got some inventory over here. What's up, Joe?
What's going on?
How you doing today, bro?
Good. Good to see you.
Well, I'm with the man Joe here. He's been actually helping me out for years. If you don't know him, go ahead and give a little introduction about who you are here at Performance Tackle.
My name's Joe. I'm the manager at Performance Tackle, and today we're gonna pick some baits to go fishing for spotties and bass at your local spots on foot. And yeah, we're gonna check some new stuff out. Maybe you haven't seen it before.
All right, let's get it cracking. We're gonna go look at some baits right quick and we can film that. I'm gonna give him a microphone because we want to hear what he has to say. All right, Joe, walk me down. What we got going on?
So we'll start off with so we got multiple style tailspins. They all work really good, but maybe something you guys haven't tried before would be a Noller spin. Has that sure set hook on it and has a Colorado blade. So it's just something a little different. It swims really good, you know. And, the other ones work really good, but this is just something a little bit different. It's a special bait.
Look at this customer service, bro.
Yeah,
He puts
old
his cell
school
phone
right
number.
there.
I like that hook. What is that called?
It's the, I think they call it the Mustad Sure Set.
Sure set. Why would you recommend something like this over, say, the Axe Blade right now?
I like the Colorado blade because I can wind it a little bit slower, and it has a little bit more lift.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with an Axe Blade.
The Axe Blade's guaranteed, you know, I mean, but it's a little bit faster bait if you're just from shore, because you're, you know, from a boat you can get away with it, but shore you're working uphill all the time, so to get that little extra lift, I think it's
I've
pretty
noticed in
crucial.
the harbor that bait's been like really micro too.
Yeah,
so that
and it's
this-
smaller too for the
this-
weight.
Well, let's look at the price. $6.50 for that.
half the
$15. You know,
Yeah.
just saying, man.
Yeah.
Baller on a budget here.
Yeah.
What else we got? So we have something we can just kind of flip and wind.
Yeah, and then if you need to slow it down a little bit, honestly, between the 3/8 and ½ ounce on the dark sleepers, I weighed them. They're like basically the same weight. So the only time you're gonna see a difference is if you go up to 3/4. Feel the 3/4 is a little heavy for spotties, but this one right here, the dark shad color, they're called a blenny, and it basically matches them. They're in the sculpin family.
It's like, hey man, anything
Yeah.
red, brown,
Yeah.
gold, I love it. That's cool. You know me already.
Yeah.
What else we got, Joe?
And then probably something to pick up the pace, just to cover some water, like the tailspin, but just a little bit different profile would be like 3/8 or ½ ounce Viking swing head.
Viking swing head. All right, yeah. Well, there's a lot of talk about these style of baits. We'll make a video about these later, but nonetheless, I like this. What are we gonna pair this with? Because I notice people like to throw paddle tail swim baits, but these were like crustacean style baits before.
It was
I'm
like
going
a
with you.
soft plastic crankbait.
There's a lot of options, bro. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
so
plastics.
there's two things I would probably do. The one I have the most success with personally is I fish a sudden impact fluke on it. I don't really care like too much on the color of the heads as much. You can match them, but it's all the way that bait's moving. And I'll fish those real slow because that's floating plastic too, so those baits will come rise up, or like a slug bait, something like this.
Little sluggo.
Yeah. And I just give them a couple hard turns and then kill it.
What do you mean? Just
Like
cast
I
out?
cast it out, let it hit the bottom, and then I'll like wind it, and then I'll give it like 2 hard cranks and kill it. And then it kind of like gets a little radical, and then as it sits, then those baits will rise up. So you got that kind of neutral buoyant plastic.
Do you have any crustacean style baits maybe I can pair with this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Swing head?
Actually, because a bigger body, you could stick with the sudden impacts too with the punch crawl. This thing's got a good size. It's pretty simple. Same thing. It's gonna stand back up. You know, you're gonna get those claws that float.
I'm down.
So I like those, and we can give away one of your little secrets if you want.
My little secret.
The little
Wham bam, thank you,
wham-
ma'am.
Yeah, because like me and T were just talking earlier, the swing heads with a paddle tail. I mean, it works. We see people catch fish all the time on it, but you're like take advantage of that secondary action with the head swing. So have something that's not going to work against it. You know, just keep a regular paddle tail on a regular lead head. And your
even-
straight tail stuff, like no paddle stuff on
And it's
these
crazy.
swings.
Even with the whams, if you're doing nothing, like say you're dead sticking, that tail is constantly giving you action. So if
Yep.
it's slow, it's crazy. That little secret. But let's go lay these down, and then we'll talk about the rod and reel that we would need, the line, and then where we're gonna go and fish. So we'll get Joe back over here. What we got here? So we got a Noller spin, which I like. Dark sleeper, a staple since they've came out. We have a swinger head. That's what I'm calling these.
The
Viking
swingers.
The
Yeah.
swingers. And then
Swinger parties putting them
various
together.
plastics. So the difference of the plastics, I think the fluke and the slug is kind of in that same family.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same thing.
And look at it, see that tail. You get dual secondary, you get the head swing, and then you get the tail of this wham. I haven't seen anybody throw that yet, but it gets bit, guys. And you know, he's saying we should throw it, we're gonna throw it. And then we have a crustacean. Sudden impact right here with the whams. All right, rod and reel. Normally everybody, you know, one rod, one reel.
Yeah, that's
traveling
hard
light.
for me. If you can do two, it'd be ideal. If not, on something like this, like with these style baits, you can easily get away with, like, say, not to be biased, but like an iRod Kaimana, the like a 744, 764, 90, 794, 793. Any of those will work, whatever your personal preference is. They get the job done.
So 744, 7'44" power. I'll talk about the ratings of the rods and stuff like that, but he's talking about the iRod Kaimana coastals, and I agree with him. I'm thinking like a medium heavy, maybe.
Yeah, any
or-
medium
yeah.
heavy kind of bass rod, like a jig style rod in a sense, I guess it would call it, like a freshwater jig rod. But
Yeah.
the Kaimanas are nice because they're a little bit more parabolic. So
What about the rod? I mean, what about the reel?
So on the reel, I would go with it just depends. I mean, it's like Ford or Chevy these days, in my opinion. All the reels are good. I would do either like the coastal 150s to we got the 150s and the Tranks now, and we also have like the Tatula 200s, the Tatula 100s, and then the Corrado and the DC, the SLX, and the 150s and the 200s.
So ideally, we're looking at like a 150, 200 size reel. What kind of line are we going? Straight fluoro, mono, braid?
I would do braid to leader. I think that's your best option because you can always switch up your leader material. In the bay, I like 30 pound. I just fish 30 on my bait casters, 30 or 40. You can even go 50 if you wanted, but I think it's overkill. So yeah, 30-pound braid, probably like a 12 or 15-pound leader. You can go heavier. I like to fish light, and you're pretty much ready to go. You know, maybe throw a little bit of Fred's hot sauce on there.
Is that the hammer sauce?
That's the hammer sauce.
You know what, dude? I'm gonna try it out because I love Fred.
It works. I feel like a salesman every time I'm showing that to someone, but
Well, it says tested, proven.
Yeah, and it is.
So we're gonna
You're
try it
gonna
out.
put that on the bottle. It better be. You know.
I'm not a big scent guy, but there's been days where I've literally watched dudes catch way more than me, and we're doing the same thing, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And they pulled out some Oni butter or something. Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah. All right. The biggest question: where do I go?
So to keep it legal, I would do, like, right now you're close by. I'd go try Marine Stadium in Alamitos Bay, and then if you want to go fish some largemouth, you can do like El Dorado Park or Don Canabe, which is Cerritos Regional. And there's fish. You just got to be patient. You know, a lot of times in these spots, because you got to realize there's so many people fishing them. But there's fish to be caught. There's guys catching fish there every day. So just going through and finding what they want and sticking to it, you know.
So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Marine Stadium, and then we're gonna see how we do there. But I'm also gonna explore the surrounding area. If there's a no fishing sign, it might mean go fishing. I'm trying to hide spots. I don't want to burn spots here, but to be completely honest, Los Alamitos Bay, mostly everything is no fishing.
Yes.
Which
so
doesn't make any sense to me.
That's on you.
Yeah, so how can people find you guys?
We are located at 4221 Catella Avenue in Los Alamitos. Come on in. Just anyone here can help you out. If you want to give us a call, it's 714-826-1400. And we'd love to see you. Any questions, any style of fishing, we'll gladly help you out in any way we can.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming in.
Hey, IG at Performance Tackle. You guys couldn't see Mark, but he's the man, the myth.
Yeah.
The legend up there is he's a cool dude. We'll do a round 2 version of this in the future, but I want to say thank you again, bro.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
Let's get fishing. All right. So Friday I went to Performance Tackle, and Joe hooked us up with some really good recommendations for baits. He told us to go fish Marine Stadium. So I went straight to Marine Stadium, caught a spotty on the first cast using the Noller underspin, but it was blowing like 18, 20 mile an hour. Third cast, I lost a Noller spin, and I realized all the other stuff that I had was a little too light for that current and the wind. So I decided I'll come back today, which is Monday, and I'll take the boat out, but we'll fish Marine Stadium from shore, and then we'll fish on the boat. But I guess they're dredging over there, the Colorado Lagoon. I was not able to put my truck and boat in Marine Stadium at the parking lot. So plan B, guys. We're just gonna go fish. So I thought to myself, well, today I'm gonna go ahead and try to catch some calico, some sand bass, some big ones. I'll show you the gear that I had tied on. And right when I'm launching the boat, my wife calls me. She says, hey, I have a meeting for work at 12 o'clock. It's last minute, which means that I have to pick up my kids from school. So the idea that I was gonna have all this time to fish, I now literally only have about an hour and 10 minutes to fish before I have to be back at this launch ramp and going home to pick up my kid. It is what it is, no complaints, but let me show you guys a Viking swinger head with the Dollins. Had a big swim bait tied on. I went and bought some more Noller spins. And then I had that toxic baits. I found this and I was like, oh dude, that's it right there. Paired up with a 1 ounce Viking head, and I had some finesse stuff for spotties just in case. I was all rigged up, ready to go. Life happens, I'm not gonna complain about it. I do have like an hour to try to catch a spotty, and we'll see what we can do. But really quickly, man, thank you, Joe, for recommending me these dope baits and taking the time. I know you're super busy, bro. It was Friday, you're getting ready for the weekend, you're doing inventory and all this other stuff. I've been going there for years, and Joe's been helping me for years. He's super cool. If you guys are in the area, Los Alamitos area, check out Performance Tackle. It's one of those tackle shops. If you go in with some serious questions, you're gonna get some serious answers. These dudes, they know how to fish. They're cool people. Check them out at Performance Tackle on IG. I think I'm gonna flip some pillars with that Noller spin. So I'm gonna get everything situated, get my trolling motor situated. We're gonna proceed forward. We're gonna get bit today, boys. Anchor right here. Get on the edge of that dock, first cast, let my line get wet. So with this Noller spin right here, you could really feel it thump, especially having the braid on this rod. You can feel it flutter. So what I like to do is I like to go on the edge of the dock, let it sink. We'll just give it a pop and a slow retrieve back. Kind of just give us a general idea of what we're working with. I think we're fishing like 12 feet right now. Nice little subtle retrieve. And then I'm gonna bomb cast one out there, do the same thing with the slow retrieve. If we don't get anything off the edge of the dock, then I'll start going inside there more. Oh yeah, and these Noller spins, yeah, you can really get out there. I'm already at that last dock over there. It's really nice to have anchor lock, boys, I'll tell you that much. It's like I'm short pounding, but you see my boat, I got it right there where the boat's not gonna hit that dock. And just a nice, steady retrieve. And whenever you're fishing a treble bait, I mean, if any bait, to be honest, never point your rod at your lure and retrieve, because it defeats the whole purpose of you having, say this rod has a moderate action, which means that the tip is softer, it's slower on the bend, which is good for trebled baits. That's why it's a reaction rod. But you see people pointing their rod straight to it, you gotta at least allow some type of bend. This dude's coming straight on me. Am I in your way, sir?
I was fishing.
I just got here.
I guess that means you haven't caught anything.
That's a good answer. Oh. All right, let's see. Well, we got a little bit of eelgrass, so I'm gonna go ahead and get one inside, all the way at the end. That was a good cast, boys. We'll let that bait kind of just work its way down. Ah, it was like some vegetation it was on though. That's a lot of like eelgrass over there. That's cool. Let's see if we can pop it out. Man, it would be really nice to get a small Boston whaler like that. This boat, I love my boat, don't get me wrong, boys, but it's really hard to maintain and clean and tow, especially when you're doing this by yourself. Yep, see, I got a Told you it's eelgrass. That's a good sign. It's April and we already got some eelgrass up shallow. That's pretty good. Get on that piling over there. Slow this trolling motor down. Oh, what are we snagged on? That was really hard, whatever we were snagged on. But I just lost that Noller spin. Probably because I didn't tie a good knot, more than likely. But that was weird. Yep, I didn't tie a good knot, boys. Well, I lost the first Noller spin. I have another one. I think we're going to tie on the dark sleeper. The bait got completely blown away from the wall. Just fine. It's got scattered rock all around it, so hopefully we got a couple of spotties holding on the rock. Now we're gonna go fish somewhere where it's really shallow, because it seems like out deep they don't want to play. Canceling out water, it's a lot of water if you're canceling the deeper stuff. You see, I like to bounce it on a slack line because I only want it to move, you know, in like six inch segments before I turn the handle. This reel 6-to-1, it gets 27 inch per turn. So I figure, you know, give it a couple pops and then reel in that slack line. What you don't want to do is dead stick it when you have all this, you know, jagged rock down there, because what ends up happening is the current will push your line, wrap your line in some of that coral or whatever that stuff is called, and by the time you reel in, your bait goes straight into it and you lose your lure. So you want to maintain good contact with the bottom, but at the same time you don't want to let it just kind of drift away too much and get hung up in all that gnarly stuff down there. So now what I'm going to do on this next one is I'm going to cast out, same cast, just probably a little further, but I'm going to slow retrieve it back rather than jig it back. I think with this heavier line and this clear water, that slow methodical is probably not going to be good. That slower pace is probably not going to do me good with the heavier line. So we'll let it sink to the bottom, slow retrieve back to see if we get one to commit. All right, let's go. They don't want to play on the deep end, so now we are going to fish. See a lot of trash in the water getting near the shallow, but get close to that pillar, let it sink. I know there's rock all around here, so don't tell me I'm getting snagged already. Yep. Uh-oh, not good. I do got plenty of dark sleepers, but I don't want to lose this lure. This is the one Joe recommended. It's like on some rope or fishing line. Gnarly. Oh, it's gone. That's not cool, guys. I lost my sleeper. The good thing is I have more dark sleepers, or at least knockoff versions of them probably, and I have one more Noller spin. So Viking head, we'll see how you fare. We'll kind of go more inside. Decent cast. And there's one open, no, it's not. I thought there was an open slip. But we'll fish around this whole edge here in a bit too. So I think what the Viking, if you're fishing from shore, pretend I'm fishing from shore right now. I cast the lure out, let it sink. Because of the action that you're getting with the wham or say a crustacean bait, just give it a couple pops, you know, if something's looking at it. Matt Newman kind of said it the best, where, yeah, I don't see him either.
That sucks for you if you're trying to get them.
I know. Should have just stayed home and enjoyed the eclipse.
Yeah.
It didn't pass yet, did it? No. Sorry guys, it's kind of weird talking to a camera, talking by myself. I'm still getting used to this, man. This is like completely brand new to me. Somebody saw me out fishing and now they're texting me. And it's like, bro, I'm trying to film, dog. I'll hit you right now, trust. You get so much action with something like this. I don't understand why people put paddle tail swim baits. Like, And I'm not hating on those weedless paddle tail or, you know, the just standard issue paddle tail swim baits, but maybe I'm anti-hype. I don't know. When I see people doing stuff, I don't want to say anything, but I just won't do it. And people can argue, well, hey man, when you put these weedless swim baits on a swing head, they get bit. Obviously, people has caught fish, but it's like, dude, when you got 50, 60 dudes all throwing the same thing, I mean, you're bound to catch fish. Now, imagine to me in my head, if you got the same 50, 60 people to fish some, you know, some type of wham or some type of different presentation on a swing head, I guarantee you're going to see more fish. But I just can't guarantee you'll see a fish right now because these fish ain't biting. Yeah, it is what it is. Fishing is slow right now, but it's cool. We're still out. I wonder if this swing head is a good skipping bait. We'll see right now. Not really. Man, I gotta get closer. I could skip it though. I remember I used to come with my old bass boat. I just go look down here and you would see big ones suspended. And you'll flip your bait on them through these little holes going to the pillar. They would never play, ever. It's like they knew. All right, guys, we've been fishing for about 30 minutes and haven't got a single bite. We tried out deep. We tried we tried a spot up shallow. We lost our dark sleeper, so we tied on this Viking head. I really like this bait. Like when I fish the break wall, whether it be Long Beach, Santa Monica, or Huntington, those walls, like it produces. I could cast right there in between those two pillars, but there's like fishing line and rope and all kind of. So let's see if this bait survives. Get right on that wall. This, you want to maintain all contact with your bait fishing this. Because if you let your line slip too much, you're losing the lure for sure. Even if you could do everything right, you still might lose your bait. I think we're out in the clear now, but nothing. So we'll go ahead and flip these pilings. All right, we're in there. That'd be good. All right, so now these fish are hunkered down. I'm pretty sure they're chilling and docked somewhere, relaxing. So I'm going to go and throw this 3/4 ounce Noller spin. We're just going to flip docks. We're going to cover a lot of water and flip docks because I literally only have like 25, 30 minutes. So at this point, I'm not bummed out. I'm just really into flipping pillars. It's like my jam. It's something that I feel like it's therapeutic. And the whole idea behind this is if it's really, really slow, just cover a lot of water, flip as much pillars or structure as you possibly can. I was talking about how I approach this situation. It's mainly just me flipping left or right of a pillar, but I don't spend too much time. It's just you cast at the pillar, you jig a couple of times, you reel in. They usually will bite on the retrieval end or on the first pop or two. And in this case, it kind of paid off. I remember on my old bass boat, I must have flipped. I mean, I was doing this for like 9 hours straight. But that day, I must have caught at least, there it goes. Oh, there we go. We came in shallower. We finally got one. Yeah, finally. Oh, we worked real hard for this spotty, didn't we? Okay, guy. Finally, we worked real hard for this spotty, and it's a decent one too. Man, I was just telling a story about how I spent the whole day doing this, and bam, so on the retrieve, boom, we get bit. This bass is like super cold, so I'm gonna get her done. All right, there it is. We worked really hard for this spotty. It was on the Noller spin. 3/4 ounce. We tried deep, we tried shallow, now we're going to pillars, bit. See if we can get some more. Thank you, Guy. Life happens, man. I got to pick up the kids. You know, hopefully, I think anybody who makes any type of content, fishing content, it's this pressure of you having to catch fish. I know that if the fish are biting, I can whack them. So to be completely honest, I don't really care if they bite or not. For the video, it'd be nice to like whack them on all the baits. That's essentially in my mind what I wanted to happen. But it is what it is. I still had a really good time. It's a beautiful day. The wind's starting to pick up. It's supposed to blow like 15, 16 mile an hour today. And I think I want to fish the high tide later on tonight, but for calico and sand bass. Then when I come back into the harbor, if it gets too windy, then I'll go for spotties. And if I do, I'm going to fish the wham or that sudden impact fluke or crawl, and maybe flip this around at night, because there is a lot of micro bait Alamitos right now. Like, I'm talking micro, and I think something like this can get them to go. They just didn't want to go today. It is what it is. I wish I had more time. But if you like this type of content, you know, like and subscribe. I want to say another huge shout out to Joe at Performance Tackle for hooking me up with the time and recommending these baits. I mean, he and I both know if they're going to bite, they're going to bite. If they don't, we even talked about it too. If they're going to play, they're going to play. If not, we still can fish from another day, and that's what matters. So this Shop Hop series, I look forward to going to another one. I'm thinking of which tackle shop to go to, preferably something closer to Newport Beach, because I will love to fish for spotties at Newport, especially on shore. But if you can, just let me know what tackle shop you want me to go to. Let me know, you know, what the vibe is like in that tackle shop. And if you do like this, just let me know what you know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I got to get this boat on a launch ramp, go pick up my kiddos. Other than that, last but not least, don't count your blessings. Pass them. It's not about what you got. It's about what you give. It doesn't have to be money. It could just be your time. And I think if everybody did that, this world would be better for not only us, but for our kids in the future. Tie lines, everyone. I'll see you guys in the next one. Out.